Hello and very good evening. You're watching the news at 6 on Rajya Sabha television with me, Frank Pereira. Here are this evening's headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi holds delegation-level talks with visiting Malaysian Prime Minister Najib Razak. Delegation-level talks to focus on bilateral relations between the two nations. Enforcement Directorate launches major crackdown on shell companies indulging in large-scale money laundering, conducts searches against 300 such firms across 16 states. Aam Aadmi Party Chief Arvind Kejriwal and Congress leaders' delegation meet Chief Election Commissioner Naseem Zaidi over complaints of EVM machine tampering, demand the use of ballot paper for elections. And Finance Minister Arun Jaitley highlights challenges facing emerging markets, expresses hope that Indian economy is on course to grow at 7.7% in 2018. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley today said that emerging markets are facing newer challenges in the form of protectionism and geopolitical tensions. Speaking at the second annual meeting of the BRICS New Development Bank meet, Jaitley said India could grow at 7.7% in 2018. Here's more.
Finance Minister Arun Jaitley on Saturday underscored the challenges facing emerging markets. He listed among them inward-looking policies of protectionism of some countries, global financial condition, economic policies of the United States, and increased geopolitical tension.
There are newer challenges, most notably a possible shift towards inward-looking policy platforms and protectionism, a sharper than expected tightening of the global financial condition that could interact with the balance sheet weaknesses in parts of the euro area, and increased geopolitical tensions, including unpredictable economic policies in the United States.
On economic growth, the Finance Minister explained that global growth is expected to improve further in 2017 and 18. Striking a positive note, he said the Indian economy is expected to grow at 7.2% in 2017 and 7.7% in 2018.
Throughout this challenging time, India has remained as a bright spot amongst the major economies. As per the IMF's assessment in January 2017, India's growth in 2016 would be 6.6% and is projected to grow at 7.2% and 7.7% in 2017 and 2018. We have successfully implemented a slew of reform measures, including one of the largest currency reform initiatives ever implemented, which will move the Indian economy to a less cash trajectory, increase tax compliances, and reduce the threat from counterfeit currency.
Jaitley also emphasized the significance of the new development bank that was set up by the emerging nations, India, China, Brazil, Russia and South Africa. He revealed that India sought loans worth $2 billion for various projects, while needing funding worth $646 billion for infrastructural development in the next 5 years. Panchanan Mishra's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
And on an official trip to India this week, Malaysian Prime Minister Najib Razak called on President Pranab Mukherjee in the capital on Saturday. Earlier, Razak was accorded a ceremonial welcome at Rashtrapati Bhavan, where he was received by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Delegation-level talks with Modi are underway. The two sides are expected to sign several memoranda of understanding in key areas of interest. The visiting dignitary also met Indian Vice President Mohammad Hamid Ansari and Foreign Minister Sushma Swaraj. Razak arrived in India on Thursday on a 6-day visit aimed at improving bilateral relations between the two nations. Yesterday, he met Tamil superstar Rajinikanth in Chennai. Well, 3 soldiers were injured when terrorists opened fire on an army convoy on the outskirts of Srinagar city today, just a day ahead of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Udhampur. Here's more.
Terrorists opened fire on an army convoy near the SKIMS hospital on the Parimpora Patha Chowk bypass on Saturday, injuring 3 soldiers. In a repeat of the Badgam incident, stone pelters hampered army operations. According to the police, troops retaliated when the last vehicle was hit by bullets, forcing the militants to flee.
आर्मी की कॉन्वॉय आ रही थी बारामूला से, उसके ऊपर फायरिंग हुई है और उस फायरिंग में 3 जवान इंजर्ड हुए हैं, आउट ऑफ डेंजर हैं वो सारे।
जितने भी बच्चे हैं इसमें इन्वॉल्व हैं, हम कोशिश करेंगे जितना भी हमसे बन पड़ेगा कि इन बच्चों से बातचीत की जाए, इनको एंगेज किया जाए, इनके क्या मसले हैं उनको सुना जाए।
Minutes before the attack, gunshots were heard in the commercial hub of Lal Chowk in Srinagar, triggering panic. A high alert was sounded after reports of a masked man entering the CRPF camp, who later turned out to be a local mentally challenged person.
There was some boy, I think he's mentally deranged. He tried to enter the Taj Hotel. We are explaining who is he.
Did you capture the boy?
Yeah, he's with us, but there's nothing to panic.
Okay. Was
Thank
he
you so
civilian or
much.
mentally?
We are just explaining. I think he's a civilian. We're just explaining.
Right now,
Resting, everything is normal.
Meanwhile, a multi-tier security ring has been thrown around Udhampur ahead of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit on Sunday to inaugurate Asia's longest bi-directional tunnel. Security has also been tightened in view of a shutdown call given by Kashmiri separatists to protest the Prime Minister's visit. Troops along the international border and the line of control have also been put on high alert to check any infiltration. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Meanwhile, in a major crackdown on shell companies, the Enforcement Directorate on Saturday conducted searches against 300 such firms across 16 states. The raids were a part of the central government's action against shell companies indulging in large-scale money laundering. The searches were conducted on companies in Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, Bengaluru, Bhubaneswar, Kolkata and other metro cities. The ED already registered cases against several people on charges of running shell companies for laundering unaccounted money. The action is part of the mandate given to the ED under a special task force that was recently created by the government on the directions of the Prime Minister's office. Well, voicing concerns over alleged tampering of EVM machines, the Aam Aadmi Party chief Arvind Kejriwal and a delegation of Congress leaders on Saturday met Chief Election Commissioner Naseem Zaidi and called for a tamper-free election. Objecting to the use of EVM, senior Congress leader Digvijay Singh said that the other countries are still using ballot papers for elections and how he doesn't trust the EVMs. This comes after the Election Commission has sought a detailed report from district poll authorities in Bhind, Madhya Pradesh, based on media reports that an EVM machine dispensed slips of the BJP symbol alone during a demonstration exercise. Earlier on Monday, Aam Aadmi Party also approached the Election Commission over alleged EVM tampering in Punjab and demanded that slips generated by VVPAT machines should be matched with the election result.
भाई मशीन को क्या पता बीजेपी कौन है कांग्रेस कौन है। मशीन अगर सारी वोट बीजेपी को दे रही है तो इसका मतलब कि मशीन के अंदर सॉफ्टवेयर बदला गया है। तो जो इलेक्शन कमीशन कहता है कि हमारी मशीन टेम्पर नहीं हो सकती, हमारी चिप जो है उसको पढ़ा नहीं जा सकता, उस पर लिखा नहीं जा सकता, ये सरासर गलत है। उस मशीन का सॉफ्टवेयर बदला गया है। मशीन के सॉफ्टवेयर में ये डाला गया है कि भाई कोई भी वोट डाले, कोई भी बटन दबाए, बीजेपी को वोट पड़ेगा।
शंका के प्रश्न उठे हैं जहां वहां स्थापित राज्य शासन के द्वारा जिन ऑफिसर्स को वहां तैनात किया गया है, जिनकी संकलितता प्रश्न चिन्ह पर है आज, उनके विरुद्ध भी एक्शन लिया जाना चाहिए ताकि एक निष्पक्ष चुनाव अटेर में भिंड जिले में हम लोग संपन्न करा पाएं। हमारी विचारधारा है और हमारा निवेदन है, हम ये आशा करते हैं कि चुनाव आयोग पूरी गंभीरता से हमारे निवेदन पर ध्यान आकर्षित करके एक्शन वहां जरूर लेंगे।
हमें ईवीएम मशीन जिसकी चिप विदेश से आयातित होती है उस पर भरोसा करने के लिए क्या बाध्यता है। इसलिए मैं तो अडवाणी जी से लेकर मायावती जी से लेकर अरविंद केजरीवाल से लेकर सबके पक्ष में हूं कि ईवीएम मशीन से चुनाव देश में होना नहीं चाहिए और बैलेट पेपर के माध्यम से चुनाव होना चाहिए। अगला चुनाव जो भी शायद गुजरात का या जहां का भी हो, वहीं से प्रक्रिया तत्काल प्रारंभ कर देना चाहिए। हमारी तो मांग ये है।
Well, the new financial year begins from today. Several new rules and regulations come into effect from today. Here are a few of them. There will be a penalty on cash payments of over 2 lakh rupees from today. There will be charges for non-maintenance of minimum balance in accounts. Also, e-filing of ITR will start, and the government has notified a simpler one-page form for filing income tax returns. Personal income tax for people with the income in the slab of 2.5 lakhs to 5 lakh rupees will be reduced to 5% instead of 10%. Surcharge of 10% to be levied on individuals with income between 50 lakhs to 1 crore rupees. There will be a slew of commodities that will get costly and those that will get cheaper. Domestic RO water filter and its RO component, online railway tickets, solar powered equipments, POS machines, card will be cheap, while health insurance, vehicle insurance, mobile phones manufactured in India, cigarettes, chewing tobacco, BDs, pan masala will get costlier. Also, there will be no stamping or tagging of hand baggage at 7 major airports. Delhi Metro smart cards, however, become non-refundable. A growth of the country's 8 crore sectors slipped to an over 1-year low of 1% in February this year. The slip was mainly due to a fall in output of crude oil, natural gas, refinery products, fertilizer and cement. The 8 core sectors had expanded 9.4% in February last year and 3.4% in January this year. According to Commerce and Industry Minister data, crude oil output has come down to 3.4% in February this year. Natural gas output shrank 1.7%. Refinery products output fell 2.3%. Fertilizer output declined by 5.3% and cement output dropped 15.8% during the month. But coal and steel production recorded positive growth during the month. Well, the prices of petrol and diesel have been slashed with effect from Friday midnight. In a first change in rates in 2.5 months, price of petrol was cut by 3.77 rupees per litre, excluding state levies, while that of diesel by 2.91 rupees a litre. The reduction in prices comes with sharp fall in global rates. Indian Oil Corporation said in a statement that current level of international oil prices and rupee-US dollar exchange rate warranted decrease in the prices. Rates were last revised on January 16th when prices of petrol went up by 54 paise. On that date, diesel rates were hiked by 1.2 rupees a litre. It's time for a short break now, but news and updates will continue on the other side. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Existing antibiotics are becoming drug resistant. This is where actually we have huge amount of opportunity to work on. You can control the activity of telomerase. You can actually control your clock of aging. By the year 2050, 2/3 of the people will be above 65 years old.
Watch Eureka with Professor Shantanu Bhattacharya, Director, Indian Association for the Cultivation of Science, Kolkata, only on Rajya Sabha television.
Hampi, the austere, grandiose site, was the capital of the last great Hindu kingdom of Vijayanagar. Enriched by the cotton and the spice trade, Hampi was one of the most beautiful cities of the medieval world. Its palaces and Dravidian temples were admired by Arab, Portuguese and Italian travelers. Built between 1336 to 1570 AD, the city was pillaged over a period of 6 months before being abandoned and is now one of the most striking ruins of the world.
Tales that inspire. Stories of social change. A salute to diversity Promoting public discourse. Events that motivate. Inspiring the innovative spirit. Watch Rajya Sabha television documentaries.
Gir, the last refuge of the Asiatic lion. The national park comprises 1,412 square kilometers of deciduous forest, interspersed with semi-evergreen and evergreen flora, acacia, scrub jungle, grasslands and rocky hills. It's fed by large water bodies and the Kamleshwar Dam. Gir has about 400 lions and 300 leopards, making it one of the major big cat concentrations in India. You can explore them in their natural habitat to tiny wild birds, not seen easily but heard singing in the forest canopy, to crocodiles floating in the marsh waters.
Welcome back. You're watching Rajya Sabha television. Well, DMK working President M.K. Stalin met the protesting Tamil Nadu farmers at Jantar Mantar in the national capital on Saturday. Stalin accused a BJP-led central government and Tamil Nadu government of not being bothered about the drought-hit farmers who are demanding relief. Stalin also demanded that Prime Minister Narendra Modi should waive off farmers' loans as he promised in Uttar Pradesh during the recent assembly election. He said an all-party meeting should be held soon to discuss the matter. Leaders from Tamil Nadu cutting across political spectrum have offered their support to the state's farmers who have been protesting at Jantar Mantar for the past 19 days, demanding a drought relief package of 40,000 crore rupees from the centre and farm loan waiver.
Represented it on the floor of the House. We have met the Finance Minister, we have met the Agriculture Minister, but their replies are only consoling, but no solution is being brought.
Prime Minister should make some efforts to reach out to the farmer representatives and sort out the problems, because agriculture is in deep crisis. Farmers are passing through unprecedented distress, and indebtedness is the primary cause for suicides of farmers across the country.
Here's a look at what else is making news across the country and nationwide. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will address students participating in Smart India Hackathon 2017 through video conferencing. The address, expected to last for about 45 minutes, will be followed by an interaction with the participants across multiple locations. Smart India Hackathon aims to promote innovation, out-of-the-box thinking in young minds, especially engineering students. The Uttarakhand High Court has accorded the status of juristic person to a wide range of natural entities. Following the order, these bodies will have some legal rights of a living person. The court also directed that all corresponding rights, duties, liabilities and rights akin to fundamental and legal rights of a living person be conferred to preserve and conserve them. The Apex Court also added that any harm caused to these bodies will be treated as being caused to the human beings. President Pranab Mukherjee will pay a 3-day visit to West Bengal, Jharkhand and Bihar. On the first day, he will attend the 52nd convocation of IIM Calcutta in Kolkata. On Sunday, he is scheduled to lay the foundation stone of Rabindra Bhavan and Hajj House in Ranchi. He will visit the Vikram Shila University Monuments and Museum in Bihar on Monday and the Guru Shyama Charan Lahiri Peeth. Five associate banks of the SBI will merge with the parent bank starting today. 72 years after coming into being in Kerala, State Bank of Travancore will merge with the State Bank of India. Besides that, the State Bank of Bikaner and Jaipur, State Bank of Mysore, State Bank of Patiala and State Bank of Hyderabad will also be merged with SBI, and the assets of these banks will be transferred to the parent bank. Army Chief General Bipin Rawat is in Dhaka on his 3-day visit to Bangladesh. The visit is taking place before Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's state visit to India, when the countries are expected to intensify defence cooperation. General Rawat will also pay courtesy call to President M. Abdul Hamid. And what has come as a relief for India, the External Affairs Ministry has confirmed that a student who was allegedly brutally assaulted in Poland and was claimed to have died has survived the attack. The External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj just spoke to the Indian ambassador to Poland, Ajay Bisaria, regarding the assault on an Indian student in Poznan city whose name was not disclosed. Swaraj has also sought a report from the envoy on the matter and has assured that the authorities concerned are inquiring into all aspects of the incident. Meanwhile, Ajay Bisaria had earlier tweeted, preliminary inquiry suggests student attacked in Poznan tram on Wednesday. Thank God he survived getting details. Well, ahead of a meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping, Donald Trump described it as a very important interaction. Speaking to reporters, Trump said that he will get down to some very serious business with China. The White House, however, said that the meeting with President Xi will be difficult as important issues of national security will come up, including the South China Sea situation. Chinese President Xi Jinping is traveling to the United States to meet President Donald Trump in Florida on April 6th and 7th. It will be the first meeting between the two world leaders amid heightened tensions between the world's two largest economies over issues including North Korea, the disputed South China Sea, Taiwan, and trade.
This morning we announced that the President will host President Xi of China at Mar-a-Lago on April 6th and 7th. The President looks forward to meeting with President Xi and exchanging views on each other's respective priorities and to chart a way forward on a bilateral relationship between our two nations. They will discuss the issues of mutual concern, including North Korea, trade, and regional security.
Well, here's a roundup of the other international news and global buzz. US President Donald Trump released details of the personal finances of many of his wealthy staffers, including senior advisor Steve Bannon. The disclosure also showed the incomes of Trump's inner circle in the 12 months preceding their engagement as government workers. Neither Trump nor Vice President Mike Pence's assets were included in the documents. Protesters set fire to Paraguay's Congress building after the Senate secretly voted for a constitutional amendment that allowed President Horacio Cartes to run for re-election. Firefighters managed to control the flames, but protesters and riots continued in other parts of the country. Myanmar went to polls today for the first time since Aung San Suu Kyi's party swept to power a year ago. The by-elections will fill 19 vacant seats in the national and regional parliaments. The by-election result is not expected to impact the balance of power for the ruling party as it continues to have a majority in parliament. In Australia, flooded rivers are rising in 2 states with 2 women dead and 4 people missing after torrential rain in the wake of a powerful tropical cyclone. The authorities have warned local residents to remain vigilant. Residents in low-lying areas have been asked to leave. That's it on this newscast. Have a good evening.